This is National Native News. I'm Megan Kamrick in for Antonia Gonzalez. 2 months after a Northern Arapaho man was fatally shot by police in Wyoming, the attorney for Fremont County announced recently the officer's actions were justified and that his office would not take further action on the case. Wyoming Public Media reports 58-year-old Anderson Antelope was killed outside a Walmart in Riverton. Fremont County Attorney Patrick LeBrun said Antelope was intoxicated and would not comply with the officer's orders. He said Antelope tried to stab the officer in the chest, but the officer's armored vest prevented it from penetrating. LeBrun said the officer, whose name still has not been released, had no other option but to shoot. But family members say they doubt Antelope was a threat. They said he had a brain injury that resulted in bouts of confusion, and he suffered from chronic alcoholism. Family and community members want the name of the officer released, as well as body camera or surveillance footage. The county coroner plans to conduct a public inquest that would allow a jury of 3 citizens to review evidence and make a judgment on the cause of death. LeBrun opposes that plan, saying it would not serve any purpose and would delay the healing process. Organizers of a proposed charter school in North Carolina centered around an indigenous curriculum remain hopeful their application will be revived by the State Board of Education this week. The school's application was rejected by an advisory panel last month because its members thought the curriculum was too divisive. The school intends to use red pedagogy based on a book that's critical of how the U.S. government treated Native Americans throughout history. Dr. Brenda Dial-Deese is vice chair of the proposed Old Main Stream Academy. She told Native America Calling she hopes the Board of Education sees the value and importance of the school.
Well, what we're asking is to become developmentally appropriate and still have that rigor, but to integrate the relevancy, the indigenous pieces that exist that are historical, and they're becoming not known because the community is not in the schools any longer.
The charter school originally aimed to start next year with as many as 200 K through 4th grade students. They plan to expand to at least 400 students in 5 years. One member of the Charter School Advisory Board expressed concerns the school didn't focus enough on the greatness of America. A bill establishing federal recognition for the Lumbee Tribe is getting its first committee hearing in the U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday. The bill was introduced in March and still has a number of hurdles to clear. Tribal leaders say they have secured bipartisan support from elected leaders in both the House and the Senate. It amends the original 1956 congressional action that purported to recognize the Lumbee, but failed to secure adequate legal protections for the benefits that other federally recognized tribes have. In Wyoming, the Eastern Shoshone Tribe is exploring legalizing medical marijuana and hemp production. The Casper Star Tribune reports the tribe's General Council voted in September to allow a group of several Eastern Shoshone members to create a plan that could be voted on. Members have been meeting for about 6 months, and they told the Star Tribune there are no plans to legalize recreational marijuana. They said their goal is to encourage tribal sovereignty to, quote, execute and stimulate tribal self-reliance. Advocates argue hemp production and cannabis-related businesses could diversify the economy on the Wind River Reservation and offer alternative treatments for certain medical ailments. Other tribes are following this path. The Yurok tribe in California is developing regulations for hemp cultivation. The St. Croix Chippewa Indians in Wisconsin plan to grow hemp in order to manufacture CBD oil. Under a 2014 federal law, tribes are treated as states in enforcing marijuana laws, so federal officials generally will not interfere. Tribes must get approval from the U.S. Department of Agriculture for hemp production plans. USDA also approved a plan for Wyoming to allow farmers to start growing hemp in 2020. For National Native News, I'm Megan Kamrick.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by Ramona Farms, offering wholesome and delicious foods from our heirloom crops as our contribution to a better diet for the benefit of all people. We are honored to share our centuries-old farming and culinary traditions online at ramonafarms.com. Support by PrairieEdge.com, where you'll find a variety of buffalo items like robes, skulls, rattles, and drums, serving the Native American community for over 36 years, located in Rapid City, or online at PrairieEdge.com. Wopila.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.